Happy Gilmore was the greatest movie as a kid growing up. I remember having to beg my dad to let me watch it. He wasn't a fan of Adam Sandler, and this being one of his most silly movies made you either love him or hate him, but you can't deny the lasting impact Adam Sandler had in the 90s. Happy Gilmore made golf cool. A silly, heartwarming, fun, predictable comedy that made generations of golfers try the Happy Gilmore at least once. And if you say you didn't, you're a dirty liar. So, nearly 30 years on, does Happy Gilmore 2 hold up, or is it another phoned-in sequel relying on nostalgia to hold its audience? Let's review.
Just movie reviews, personal opinions. Like, comment, subscribe for personal opinions.
Netflix had two choices bringing back such a legendary character after so long. Option 1 would have been going the Top Gun route, keeping him a capable hero held back in life by his unorthodox methods, thrust into a more mentorship role, ushering in a new generation while holding true to the core nature of his character, having to overcome an impossible situation. Or the option they went with, option 2, just like Indiana Jones, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Happy Gilmore is now Sad Gilmore. He's a sad old man, a pale reflection of his energetic past self. After experiencing a family tragedy, Happy is now broke and struggling with alcohol abuse. It's interesting they decided to go this safe route, bringing him back down to rock bottom so they can put him back on that underdog journey. The story is incredibly familiar. He's been given a deadline to raise a specific amount of money to help a family member, once again throwing him into a situation he doesn't really want to be in. The jokes are really familiar as well. All the best jokes of the original are recycled multiple times, and just in case you forgot, they will straight up feed you the member berries. Remember this scene or this character from the original movie? You do? Well, don't worry, because we're going to show it to you again anyway, which, to be honest, just made me want to turn this movie off and watch the much better Happy Gilmore 1. It has a huge cast of cameos, mostly from, I'm assuming, golfers, because it's clear acting is not their strength. But they look happy to be there and trying their best with the mediocre jokes that they were given. You know, there's some podcasters and Eric Andre's thrown in. Though a big shout out to John Daly. He really lent into the self-deprecating humor playing himself and had some really funny moments. However, the man himself, Adam Sandler, he lacks that angry energy from the first one, which is understandable considering it's been years since the original, but he just looks tired. A lot of this movie is highlighting what made the original so great. Although, while this movie struggles to stand on its own as a comedy, it's not to say it's not without its fair share of laughs. Happy's kids were an absolute standout for me. It's exactly how I expect a bunch of brothers born to Happy Gilmore to act. Incredible amount of loyalty to each other while also beating the shit out of each other. In a weird way, it was the most heartwarming part of the movie. I'm so glad they didn't make his kids hate him for being a loser, but instead were supportive through the whole movie. Bad Bunny, as Happy's caddy, was the kind of silly vibe I wanted from this film, and he leaned into that role. Most of the recurring characters did justice to their roles for the brief moments they made an appearance. Ben Stiller is still hilarious as his bully character Hal, abusing whatever power he has. Julie Bowens is looking fantastic and is criminally underused, but the standout is Christopher McDonald. Shooter McGavin is back in a new deranged light. After spending the last 30 years in an insane asylum, he's set loose and becomes a part of Happy's life again, but not in the way that you might expect. But the huge cast just isn't enough to save this movie from becoming another forgetful sequel lost to the archives of Netflix. While Happy Gilmore 2 provides the occasional original laugh here and there, unfortunately, it just plays it too safe and relies heavily on the original for most of its gags, storytelling, and characters, reminding you of a better time and a better movie. This is a 5 out of 10. It's the kind of movie you would stick on a Sunday morning hungover while scrolling through your phone. If anything, it's a reminder to just go back and watch what made the original so great. Happy Gilmore 2 is streaming on Netflix. Let me know what you thought about it, and if you are so inclined to support this channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, be good or don't get caught. Peace.
Just movie reviews, personal opinions. Like, comment, subscribe for personal opinions.